Hello everyone, we are Team 1 TaroHaters. Today we would like to talk about natural photography. It is great or fake? Mm, First, I want to show you guys a few pictures. Maybe you have seen this before. Mm, just like this. This is a handsome cat called Huang Ama. And this is a cool dog. It wears sunglasses. And these are furry baby cute owl. This kind of animal picture is very cute, and these pictures are famous photo on the net. Um, in modern times, everybody has a smartphone, computer, or laptop. So, if you want to share photo with your friends, your family, it is very easy. So, this kind of picture can spread to all over the world fastly. And but when you see this kind of picture, what do you think? Maybe you will say it is a cute animal picture again, but um, how when we put some lines on this picture, you will realize that this pose was a little bit strange. It's it looks like a lizard making a very cool pose, but um, but it looks like some people force it to do this. A lizard won't stand up and raise its hand like human. And this is just a cruel photo to catch people's attraction. This kind of behavior is called stretch photography or stretched culture by Pi. But many people don't realize this, so still sharing this kind of photo when they see them. And this is our survey design. We have two purposes on it. First is to investigate the public's understanding about ecological photography and stage photography. We think maybe many people doesn't know this kind of truth because because many people still do this just like this lizard. And um, the second purpose is hoping to arouse public's attention to media literacy. And this survey is divided into two parts. Part one is a brief survey about uh, animal photos and whether the public have heard about ecological photography before before do this survey. And part two brings out the cruel truth about stage photography, and we further investigate people's opinion about take a photo for their pets or make some posts. And next, we invited Burton to share further details.
Hi, I'm Burden. So now let's look at the results we got from the questionnaire and I will analyze it. So first, we asked the question, do you see this type of photo open? And the results we got show that nearly 75% of people see the type of photo open. And of those people, about 30% see this photo by following the social account or watching the TV channel. And then we focus these two questions. We asked then whether they like this photo and why. The results show that more than 60% people like this photo. And up to 80% of them are because they are cute. And there are also some people who has already paid attention to the suspect and themselves. Let's look at another question. In this question, we want to know how much people know about natural photography. And then we can find that most people know only about I have seen some of these pictures about natural photography. And even about 25% had never heard it. So, according to these 4 questions, we can get 3 conclusions. The first is the animal photos like this are easy to see on the internet. And the second is that people will like this kind of picture because of their cuteness or their own interest. And the third is that people generally don't understand what is natural photography. Okay, let's keep going to the next question. In this question, we want to know whether people had a habit of taking pictures of animals. So we find that more than 70% of people had a habit of taking pictures for the animal. So in the next question, we went to step further and asked whether they had ever guided the animal to desired action in order to take a better photo. And surprisingly, we we find that about 80% of people would not do that. So in these 2 questions, we also know 2 things. One is many people have experience to take pictures for animals, and they do it quite often. And the other is people tend to photograph the most natural side of animals, rather than use the deliberate way to achieve their desired effect. So next, we welcome Chris to keep analyzing for us.
Alright, thank you, Burden. And hi, I'm Chris. And let's take a look at the rest of the questionnaire. First, we got question 7 and question 8. In question 7, we've mentioned that this kind of well-looking animal picture may not be as real as we thought. Actually, some people will do something in order to take such photos. And as we can see, most of the people are neutral on this matter, or they are just slightly disagree with it. That means people usually don't like the feeling to be deceived. However, at most of the time, it is okay to create a beautiful picture or create a beautiful scene. So we bring this matter further in the next question. In question 8, we told the respondents that in the process of so-called creating a beautiful picture, some animals may get harmed, some animals may get hurt. And now, most of the people are disagree or strongly disagree with it. So we can tell that creating a scene for picture on purpose is sometimes acceptable for the public. However, harming animals is absolutely not acceptable. Now let's move on to the last 2 questions. In the question 9, we reveal the truth of some animals do get harmed during the process of taking photos, and we ask the respondents what they think about it. And we found that some people have already knew this before, but most of the people are shocked and terrified of these crucial facts. It is worth mentioning that some people think this kind of situation is not that simple. They think that the severity of this problem depends on the extent of the act of harming the animals. And we actually do agree with it. We do agree that this situation does have other perspectives to discuss. And now in the last question, we asked respondents what they ultimately what are their ultimately thought about natural photography. And it turns out that most of the people think this behavior is not good, but not all natural photography is like that. So according to question 9 and question 10, we can find that this is a complex situation, and for the public, natural photography is not equal to stage photography. And now let's dive into the conclusion.
Hello, my name is Sharon, and our conclusions includes two parts, which are respondents' perspectives and our own perspectives. From the respondents' data, the majority of people tend to maintain positive attitudes and mostly agree with nature photography itself. Indeed, we believe that nature photography has many benefits, such as it contributes to academic researches related to ecology and zoology, but also improve the public understanding about nature and their interest in nature at the same time. However, it is totally unacceptable if the photographers take natural photos by fair means or foul, which violates the animal rights or obeys laws of nature in order to create stage photography to cater to human common values or gain personal benefits and exposure. Secondly, from our opinion, we think that this is an important issue for people to have capabilities of media literacy and critical thinking skills. What we should mainly concern of and further think of is how we can detect the inappropriate photography methods from nature photography works and firmly resist such behaviors. On the other hand, we still remain open-minded to these kinds of photos. For example, how do we define stage photography? Are stage photography in different situations acceptable for you? If not, what if a stage photo can lead to good public benefits or just for charitable purposes? We think that these kinds of questions are worth thinking deeply about for you. And that's the end of our presentation. Thank you very much. 好紧张。
耶！